After the huge success of the Unite the Kingdom rally, Tommy Robinson had planned to take a short break. The idea was simple: step back, rest, and recharge. After weeks of preparation and the intensity of the event, a period of calm seemed well-deserved. But within just 24 hours, what unfolded was anything but quiet. Robinson was deported from not one but two countries. The official reasoning given by authorities was that he posed a threat to national security and to so-called citizen coexistence. It is an extraordinary claim. Here is a British citizen who had broken no laws abroad, being treated as though he were on the same level as violent criminals or extremists. Meanwhile, governments that routinely turn a blind eye to genuine threats singled him out as the problem. The implications reach far beyond Robinson himself. If this can happen to someone so publicly known, so constantly monitored, and so heavily reported on, what does that mean for the ordinary person who dares to speak out? The message is chilling. Challenge the system and you too can be branded a national security risk. That raises the obvious question: what exactly are these governments so afraid of? Why would one man's mere presence or words be enough to trigger such a dramatic overreaction? The footage shown at the end of this video reveals exactly how events unfolded. But even before watching it, the pattern is clear. When truth is spoken, it is treated as more dangerous than genuine extremism. And that, in turn, exposes who the real threat to society actually is. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see says more about the system than it does about Tommy Robinson. But first, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. So let me tell you what my days consisted of. I needed a break, right? Just needed to step away from everything. So I thought, where can I have a proper rest? Somewhere no one really knows me. Somewhere quiet. The answer, I figured, was South America. Low chance of any grief, I thought. I did my research, found this spot where you fly to Bogota and then head out to some little islands. Perfect. I'd just go there, switch off, and have a genuinely relaxing time. Just total chill. But what do you think happened the moment I landed in Bogota? Detained, labeled a threat to national security, deported. I spent the entire day locked inside a detention room, a detention center. At that point, I asked if instead of being sent straight back to the UK, I could just book a flight somewhere else. They said yes, so I booked a ticket to Panama. Surely that would be fine. But when I landed in Panama, what do you think happened? Detained again. Deported again. I've now spent the last 6 hours sitting in a holding room. The last 24 hours of my life have been nothing but planes and detention centers. Once again, threat to national security. Let's be clear, Colombia, a country known worldwide for exporting beautiful women and narcos, has decided that I am too dangerous to enter, solely because of my political beliefs. There's no other explanation. Some of you may remember this happened in Mexico 2 years ago when I landed with my children. Back then, I actually managed to record Mexican immigration officers admitting that it was the British government who had told them not to let me in. And yet here we are again. I only wanted a short break. I only wanted a little time to breathe. But instead, I am currently sitting in Panama's detention room, waiting. To be fair, it's better than the one in Bogota. Just a couple of people here. At least they let me go out and buy food. I even managed to come back in with a pizza. But the principle remains the same. My man's got some chicken and chips over there. 6 hours is all I've got until I'm on a deportation flight. Meanwhile, my father and family are probably having a nice, relaxed time back home. What do you do in a situation like this? Ring your family, maybe? A guard asked me where I was from, then offered me his phone since I didn't have Wi-Fi. You want to ring your family? Make a phone call, he asked. This was while I was still being escorted around. They walked me up here and I grabbed some food, 8 pieces of chicken, 3 portions of chips. The security guard stood watching, waiting, but still, they let me get it. I even ordered a large pepperoni pizza. Back in the detention center, there are a couple of lads waiting. So I thought I'd bring them food too. At least I can eat myself stupid before heading back in to sit for hours on end. I was so looking forward to this break. That's why I came to South America. I honestly thought no one would know me. Yet even on the plane, 4 Colombians recognized me and asked for photos. Still, I believed I could blend in, keep my head down, and enjoy some real peace. I'd chosen a small island to escape to, flying first to Bogota, then onto a paradise spot that looked beautiful. I pictured myself in the gym on the beach just relaxing. Instead, I'm stuck here now, blasting the Beach Boys in my head, surrounded by boxes of chicken and a pepperoni pizza, waiting for deportation. Me and the mandem just locked in, waiting. Bro, what are your thoughts on this madness? Let me know in the comments below. In other news, Richard Tice has launched a scathing attack on Labour's one-in, one-out deal with France after a second migrant was removed. With sarcasm, he declared, "Well done." Speaking to the media, the deputy leader of Reform UK called on Sir Keir Starmer to get real and get tough on migration, warning that Britons will only grow angrier. At a joint press conference on Thursday, President Trump bluntly told Starmer that he should consider calling in the military to tackle Britain's migrant crisis. Trump didn't mince his words. "You have people coming in, and I told the Prime Minister I would stop it. It doesn't matter if you call out the military. It doesn't matter what means you use. It destroys countries from within. We're actually now removing a lot of the people who came into our country." Discussing those remarks, Richard Tice supported Trump's suggestion, saying it would serve as a strong deterrent. He reminded the public that back in August, while most people were on holiday, Reform UK announced Operation Restoring Justice, a plan to detain everyone who crosses illegally and place them in remote military camps far away from residential areas before deporting them either back to where they came from or to third countries. "That's our plan," Tice said, "and it's the only plan that will work." Criticizing Labour's one-in, one-out deal, Tice pointed out that since the policy was announced, nearly 10,000 people have crossed the channel. Clearly, he argued, it is not a deterrent. The government is lording it over 2 deportations. Wow, big deal. "Well done," he mocked. As host Penny Smith argued that Labour was simply overwhelmed with a backlog, Tice completely disagreed. "No, the whole point is you have to have a deterrent," he fumed. He highlighted that over 50,000 have crossed the channel since Labour came to power, a rise of more than 40% just this year alone. In his view, Labour's approach is weakening deterrence rather than strengthening it. "People need to understand," he insisted, "that if they come here illegally, they will be detained and deported, pronto." Calling on Labour to withdraw from the ECHR, Tice concluded with a stark warning. If the government does not act robustly, Britain will only become angrier. He told GB News, "You've got to leave the ECHR and you've got to scrap the Human Rights Act. You've got to get real and get tough. Otherwise, this situation will get worse and worse, and the British people will be angrier and angrier." So, what are your thoughts on what we've discussed in today's video? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.